Okay, I record our meetings every time. Then I will upload. I upload, okay, all the meetings, all the records on my YouTube channel. So if you miss anything, just search my YouTube channels, then you can see it. Okay, search by my just full name. So your presentation will focus on the topics. This one: find a real case. Real organizations. It can be any real organizations. It can be a profit-seeking company. It can be non-profit-seeking company, something like a Berkeley College, okay? Government, anything, any organization. Okay? Then you research what strategy a corporation used and how the performance was. Okay? So you research how they formulate strategy, how they implement strategy, and then the performance was, how the performance was. So it can be a good strategy, but it can be not good strategy too, either. Okay, failed strategy. Sometimes we take a lot of lessons from the failed strategy too. So you can choose it. Any organization, okay? Then what was their strategy and how was the performance was? Then you present, you tell us what happened, okay? And lessons. All right? Any question? Any question? Okay, if you don't have any question, always type no, okay? To communicate with me. Okay. All right, great. All right, let's move. Thank you so much, guys. Okay. This is the distribution of your warmer keys. Okay, you are doing great. Okay, you are doing great. The average score is out of 8, 7.46 is good, very high, and standard deviation is very narrow, very small, 0.63. That means standard deviation is narrow. That means as a whole group, your performance is getting, converging. So look at these distributions. Wow, many students have 8 and some students have not 8. Okay, I love these distributions. You can keep it. Then as a whole group, this is a good signal. As a whole group, you are doing great. Okay, I understand this way. Right? So let's talk about external environment. We are going to start with the warmer keys. So your warmer keys you can find on Canvas, quiz, and chapter 2 warmer keys is publish it. And I'm going to give you 10 minutes. So what time is it right now? So 2:14. So I'm going to give you 2:24. Oh, no. I'm not good. 2:24. Okay, 10 minutes. So when you're done, please type done. Let us know. Then we can save our time. Okay. I'm gonna mute my microphone. Okay, many students are already done. Anybody needs more time? Just let us know. Just let me know. Okay, we don't need to hurry up. Okay, just see. Okay, please go ahead. We don't need to hurry up. I just want to save time, but we don't need to hurry up. All right, Isabel done. Jesse done. So anybody needs more time? Just take time. Take your time. Ben is done. Okay, great. You're doing great. I'm not worried about you guys in this semester. All right, let's talk about that. Number one. Okay. So external environments. Okay. The environment we cannot control. This is external environment. There are multiple dimensions of this environment, right? Political, economy, social, environment, and technology, and environment, natural environment, something like that. Legal things. We are going to talk about this. Number one, scenario planning is useful for anticipating major future changes in the external environment. True or false? It's false. Okay, Stephen says false. Julia says true. Stephen, why false?
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. My microphone was
No problem.
acting up. This is question 3, correct?
Mm-hmm. Why false?
It's false because environmental scanning is in surveillance of the external environment, not an internal environment.
Okay. So scenario planning is external environment, but it's not anticipating major future changes. Scenario planning is if A happens, we do B. If C happens, we do C, something like that. Okay? Not anticipating, but there can be any possibility of scenario. We just list up that we follow us. Okay? This is a scenario. Steve, can you turn off? Can you mute your microphone? Okay, thank you so much. Okay. Julia, do you have any other ideas? Why you say true? You can talk.
I thought we were on the first question, not the third.
Okay, all right. So Stephen actually makes a good point. So scenario planning is about the strategy, external environment, of course, and not anticipating, not anticipating, but just list up some future possibilities, then follow ups each possibility. Okay, so it's true. Oh, it's false. Okay, I'm sorry. Noah, do you have a comment? Actually, this is a textbook answer. False is a textbook answer. Okay. Anybody has other comment? Okay, Stephen is good. Walter, no. Okay. It can be a little bit confused. It can be a little bit controversial in a big picture, in a broad picture. But the textbook says it's false because the scenario planning is not anticipate the future changes. Just list up some possibilities and follows. That's it. Very simple tools. Okay. Number 2, if companies miscalculate the market, okay, it happens a lot. Opportunities will be lost. True or false? Yes, it's true. This is very important point in your simulations. Okay, you will have chances. You will have a chance to calculate your market in every round, actually. Okay, think about that. How to calculate the market? Okay, think about that. Think about that. There's a total pie, total market. Okay? Total market. Okay? In each segment of the market, okay, there's a size. Okay? There's a size, and there is your competitor too. There are competitors. So in the same segment, in a segment, if there are many competitors, okay, then your market will be decreased. Okay? So your market is 100. There's 10 competitors. Then same technology, same product. Then what happens? Your market will be 10 because 100 should be divided by the number of competitors, 10. So your market will be 10. This is how you calculate, not exact calculate, but this is how roughly calculate your market in the simulation and also in the real business. Okay? Very simple, right? But this is very, very basic, but you didn't have any chance to actually practice this. That's why you will do simulations. All the business techniques are really, really simple and basic if you understand and if you use it. Okay? So if companies miscalculate the market, opportunities will be lost. Yes, that's true. How to calculate the market? Just you have a total market, you have a segment in the market. Okay? In the segment, if you have number of competitors, you should divide it. Okay? This is how to calculate your own market. Okay? Number 3. Environmental scanning involves surveillance of the internal environment of a farm to predict. No, this is external environment, right? It should be external environment. Okay? So environmental scanning. Okay. Environmental scanning involves the surveillance of external environment. Okay. So environmental scanning is all about what? External environment, not internal environment. I'm sorry, Walter. Okay, so it's all about external environment. This time we are talking about external environment. Environmental scanning, okay, monitoring. Okay. Number 4, SWOT. Everyone knows that SWOT. Actually, SWOT analysis is a very strong tool. Many people use it, but it's not easy to precisely use it. Okay? I don't see many cases in which people use SWOT analysis in a correct way. Most people confused about strengths and weakness. No, opportunity and threats. Opportunity and threats. These are external environments. Okay? External environments. They confused about external and internal things. Then the problem is SWOT analysis. Everyone knows it. So if you have any mistake in SWOT analysis, okay, some people recognize it. Then they say, "Oh, they even don't know SWOT analysis." Then your credibility will be decreased. It happens a lot in the venture capital industry. I'm an investor. I'm a venture capitalist. I am doing venture capital works. Then, when I have business plans or whatever in their report, if I found some mistakes in the SWOT analysis, it's a big issue. Even they have a really, really nice educational background, something like Harvard educated, MIT educated people, but they don't use SWOT analysis in a correct way, then I don't trust them. So please don't confuse external, internal. External, what you cannot control. Internal, you can control. In external, opportunity and threats. Internal, strengths and weakness. Please don't confuse external, internal. It will be a big problem. Okay. So SWOT analysis is useful in part because it obliges the firm to act proactively by putting an emphasis on identifying opportunity and threat that constrain the action choice a firm might make as a result of internal and external environmental scales. True or false? Yes, it's true. Okay? It's true. All right, number 5. Number 5, the strengths and weakness of a SWOT analysis refer to external conditions. Strengths and weakness, this is false, right? It's false. I talked about that. Don't confuse this. Don't confuse this. Number 6, to understand the business environment of a particular firm, okay, you need to analyze both general environment and the firm industry and competitive environment. Yes, it's true. Okay. So, general environment and firm specific environment. General environment and firm specific environment. So I want to talk about this. With a pastel. I'm going to introduce pastel. All right, number 7, technological innovations can create entirely new industry and alter the boundaries of industry. Yes. This is how innovations work. This is how technology works. Number 8, globalization provides opportunities to access larger potential markets, a narrow base of product factors such as raw materials and labor skill. This is false, right? Globalization, okay? In general, a broader base of production factors. That's why many corporations in the US go outside. Better raw materials, better labor, better skill managers, or something like that. Yeah. So, we're done. So we talked about some elements of external environments, some techniques, and SWOT analysis, and the general environments and firm-specific environments, and technology and globalization. 2 big trends in strategic management we should consider. Okay? All right. Am I too fast? Too fast?
I have a question.
All right, please go ahead.
I don't understand why number 8 is false.
Globalization provides a broader base of production factors. Think about that, outside the box.
Okay.
Outside the box. In the US, the availability of these resources, these factors are limited. Yeah? Outside the US, for example, China, that's why many corporations, US corporations, many corporations went to outside the US, go to China to have these production factors. So,
okay, thank you. That makes sense now.
Okay. All right, great. Thank you for asking more. Right. So, any question or comment? If you don't, I'm going to move. Can I move? Please say yes. Okay, great. So with your confirmations, I'm going to move. If I'm too fast, please let me know. Okay? Please let me know. This is a very simple topic, so I'm a little bit speedy. But if you don't like it, just stop. Say stop. Okay, so we are talking about business environment, specifically external environment. Okay, so we talked about environmental scanning is all about external environment, environmental monitoring, and collecting competitive intelligence. So scanning means you just watch out, like a radar, and you just keep focus on something. This is monitoring and collecting competitive intelligence. Then you collect better information about it. Okay? This is just a process, very obvious process when you approach external environments. When you want to know your external environment. Scanning, monitoring, and collecting more information. Scenario planning, we talked about that already. Okay, all right. If A happens with B, if C happens with C, D, something like that. Okay. Then we talked about most topics already in this chapter with one case. Okay, but we didn't talk about there's no this, but Porter's five forces model. Porter's five forces model. We are going to talk about it briefly. Okay, it's an easy model. Okay? So it's understandable. Okay? And strategic groups. Strategic groups is the group of corporations that use similar strategy. Similar strategy. So again, market. Okay? Total market. There are multiple segments in the market. Okay? And these strategy groups share the same segment because they have a similar similar strategy. These are strategy groups. Okay? So we are going to talk about this. And this is all about chapter 2. Very simple chapter. Chapter 2, analyzing the external environment. It is not easy to do this in the business, but theoretically, it is very obvious and easy. So, which one is better? Okay, just this. Your case, cell zone. Okay, so you already done this case. So please share your perspective with the teammates. Okay? Please share with your teammates. I'm just thinking about what is the best class activity for this topic. This is a little bit old. Okay, so yeah, let's go with this. So let's talk about the case. Okay, cell zone. Please share your answers. Okay, the story of this case, okay? And also share your answers, your perspective with the teammates. Okay, then we are going to briefly talk about this. So to do so, I'm going to create breakout rooms. We have 4 teams, and I'm going to give you 10 minutes. Okay? 10 minutes will be enough. Okay? So now you can join your team. For your discussions, I'm going to mute my microphone, but if you have any problem or issue, just let me know. Okay? Please go ahead, meet with your teammates and discuss this case.
You are currently the only person in this conference.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back. All right, how was your discussion? Okay, good, Jesse, thank you. All right, great, great. Okay, good. So, good discussions. I believe so. Okay, let's talk about that as a whole group. Okay, a little bit speedy. Okay, a little bit speedy. Okay, cell zone case. Okay, so what is the story about? Anyone?
It was about this company who wanted to make like a phone booth type of thing, so where you didn't disrupt anybody else in a certain space while you're talking on your phone, and that it didn't go well because people started texting at the same time they came up with the product.
That's right. That's right. All right. It is a little problematic to keep this technology, okay? Because it is inconsistent between this technology and the change of external environment. Actually, the idea was, it was good, but the inconsistency between your technology and external environment is a big problem. We talked about that. Miscalculation, miss your market. Okay? Miscalculation. If you miscalculate the market, you will lose. Okay? All right. So the first question: what's the biggest stumbling block for sales zone? Any team, please go ahead. What did you discuss?
All right, so we all agreed that the biggest stumbling block for sales zone was them not taking into account the rate at which technology was advancing, and maybe not taking. Basically, what they created was a phone booth, and phone booths, they don't exist anymore for a reason. And so basically, when they created this, they didn't take into account that at the rate technology was advancing, and so they ended up with an expensive product that no one needed, and it tanked the company.
Okay, good discussion. Thank you, Steve. So they just revive the phone booth, something like that. But it was a problem. Any other perspective? Any other comments on the first question?
I
do agree.
Sorry, you go ahead, Isabel.
Okay, I do agree with the previous comment, but I think another obstacle for the company was just pinpointing their appropriate customer. I really looked at it from the restaurant perspective, and as a restaurant owner, I guess I'm imagining that I wouldn't necessarily care if somebody was taking a private phone call. It's not really my problem, and I can't really police that. I think if I were to police it and tell them to go to my phone booth, it would just make the customer mad. And why I feel they're just looking at the wrong customer to sell this to anyways.
Okay, so Isabel points out the miscalculation of market gain, actually. Okay? So markets can be anywhere. Okay? So in this market, this technology didn't work, but in restaurant market, in airport market, in library market, probably there can be the possible potential markets. Okay? Then this sales zone company, they didn't find okay, better markets which they can get into. Okay? That was in Isabel's point. Okay, good point too. Good point too. Okay, so again, one more keys. Okay. If you miscalculate the market, what happens? You will lose it. Okay, it's a big issue. You cannot survive without your market. Okay, right? Good discussions. Any other comment? Jesse, you have other comments?
I was going to say something similar to what she said. We talked about this in our group of she thought of it more from the restaurant's perspective, and I thought of it more from the customer's perspective. So when I actually was answering question 2, when I looked back on question 1, and I came to the conclusion that customers could just walk out if they wanted to. So they could just go outside and take a call if it was private enough they didn't want everybody to hear. And so my solution kind of coincided with their biggest stumbling block is I think they went to the wrong customer. They went to more of the managers and head representatives of a company to kind of try to put it like institute it into their building when they could have had it in like airports, concert halls, and things like that for privacy purposes. So market it more towards like privacy for the customer, and then charge them by like the minute or something. So their biggest stumbling block, based on like how I was thinking about it, was they targeted the wrong customer.
Okay, all right, it makes sense. Okay, it makes sense. Trade-off substitutes, yes. Huh. So good discussions. So probably we have general agreement that the current target market is a little bit inconsistent. Huh? So miscalculations, but still there are potential markets that they can pursue. Okay, so the calculation of market, prediction of market is very important. Based on this, actually, you can set up your strategy. That's why your external environment is very important. Again, your external environment you cannot control. You have to get it. It's a given, cohesive. So you have to analyze and acknowledge it. Okay, you cannot control it. Okay? All right. Then second question: are there other market segments where sales zone might work? We talked about that already. So restaurants and concert halls, library, airports, something like that. Any other ideas?
Prisons.
Where is it, Noah? Again?
Prisons.
Okay, all right. Okay, it can be. Okay, it can be other market segments. Okay? Any other ideas? There are many ideas actually. Any other ideas?
Law firms and anywhere like where you have to make a phone call that has private information that you don't want the whole office to overhear or the whole customer base overhear.
Yeah, law firms. Yes, that's right. That's right. So anywhere customers, people need just private communications, then it will be the potential market. Okay? So they need to rethink. They need to rethink about potential markets. They need to calculate again. Okay. All right. Any other comment? Library idea. Okay, I love it too. Actually, when I pretty often visit the Berry Library, it's a cozy and it's a nice place. And library. When I was working on this case, actually I was thinking about library, Berry Library. Any other comment? So can I move? Please confirm it. All right, thank you so much. So let's move Oh, this is about the case. The about what? This is the case I love. Okay. Sometimes this is the story about Strait of Hormuz of Iran and these countries, and this is very complicated story among these countries. So if Iran close this, okay, there are many things happen, especially in the oil price. Okay? Then the other side of the world, okay, in this area, something happens, it impacts my business in the US. So that's how external environment is important. You should proactively respond this external environment. Okay, this is the case. Yeah, it's about full efficient cars will surge in popularity. Yes, that's true. That's true. If something happens in this area, okay, that's why actually U.S. president, okay, and also U.S. government to try to change, this drastically, because they don't wanna okay, they don't wanna change the the paradigm of energy industry. Okay, so we will have a chance to talk about this. So, importance of external environment. We talked about that already. Environmental scanning, monitoring, competitive intelligence, radar, focus, information, and why we care, because we want to forecast the environment. We want to predict external environment. Why? Because it impacts our business. If we know that environment change in advance, we can respond it in advance. It's a big benefit. Okay, big benefit. All right, environmental scanning, surveillance of a firm's external environment. Okay, so it's like a radar. Monitoring tracks evolution of environmental trends. So focus. Okay, so sequence of measurable facts and events. And competitive intelligence, more information, collect data on competitors, interpret intelligence data, something like this. Okay? Identifies rivals' strengths and weakness. Once again, I'm not going to replicate all the topics in this chapter. I just want to make some points. That's it. Okay? That's it. Okay. Environmental forecasting is very important. Predict changes, plausible projections. So scenario analysis is talking about alternative futures. Okay, some possibility of future status, okay? And follow-ups. This is a scenario analysis. Okay? All right, SWOT. Okay? SWOT. I'm not going to replicate this. Okay? Strengths, weakness, opportunity, and threats. Okay? Strengths, weakness, internal. Opportunity and threat, external. Please don't confuse this. Okay. General environment. So we need to analyze general environment and firm-specific environments. Okay. So this is general environment is so broad, right? So broad. Okay. So it is not easy to systematically analyze it. That is a problem. So think about that. If your boss says, hey Marshall, just analyze our general environment, then how Marshall is gonna do? General environment? What? Everything. Then too many environmental dimensions. How do we deal with this boss request? The request from your boss. So, in the consulting industry, the consulting industry, and some, other, business industry. They use this 6 categories: democratic, social, cultural, political, technological, economic, global. But it's not easy to remember it. I want you to remember this. Pastel, political environment, economics environment, social, cultural, technological, environmental, legal, pastel. If you remember this, if your boss says, hey, what is our general environment of this company? Then you can, just, remind this pastor. Oh, so in terms of political environment, in terms of economics environment, blah, 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 social cultural environment, blah, 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 technological, environmental, legal, something like this. Then you will be great. You're professional. This is how analysts, investment analysts and consultants, what they are doing. Okay? So just remember past that. It will be very, very useful when you talk about general, big environments. Okay. All right. I'm not gonna replicate each one. You just read, and then you can understand what is pastel. Okay? What is, political, economic, social, cultural, technological, environmental, and legal. Okay? I'm not gonna replicate this. Okay, and globalization. It's a big trend in the external environment. Think about that. Globalization, international business. So globalization was the best way to pursue efficiency of corporations, organizations, opportunities, also risk. So to pursue these opportunities, many corporations force accelerate globalizations. Okay, so there are some topics, there are some forces to accelerate this globalization forces. Okay, and the problem is right now. So many corporations build up global value chains to pursue better efficiency. Then the problem is the pandemic. In the pandemic, some part of global supply chain is destroyed, cracked. And then what happened? Like an O-ring theory, like a big rockets. Okay? And then sometimes it is totally failed, blow up, destroyed by small rubber rings. If this doesn't work, it makes a total fail. Actually, it happened right now in the global value chains. The problem, the most important problem I am seeing is the shipping, international shipping. Truckings are still fine, but international shipping, the rate of international shipping is almost 5 to 7 times these days compared with the pre-pandemic season. Can you believe it? 5 to 7 times. That means 5 to 7 times of cost. So big things, heavy things, cannot be freely imported and exported these days. Probably it is very, very hard to have dumbbells, okay? So expensive. Even you cannot get this. Why? Transportation cost is so high. because it should be coming from China. So globalization was, the positive globalization was emphasized recently, okay, in 20 years, 30 years. But this time, actually, many people see the weakness of weakened connections in the global value chains. Okay? This is the problem we should fix. If we don't fix it, okay, our whole system will be drastically changed. It's a disaster. Okay, and opportunity too for some companies. Okay. All right, then competitive environment, competitors, customers, suppliers. Okay, these are value chains too. Okay? Value chains too, and stakeholders too. Okay? Right? Probably Porter's 5 forces model will have this. Yes, this is Porter's 5 forces model. All right. All right. So 5 forces means industry competitors. Okay, competitors, the number of competitors, and bargaining power of suppliers, bargaining power of buyers, potential entrants, and substitutes. If one of each of these forces high, for example, industry competitors high, then what happened on your profit level? Low. Okay, industry competitors high, your profit low. The bargaining power of suppliers high, your profit level low. The bargaining power of buyers high, your profit level low. Potential entrants high, your profit level low. Substitutes high, your profit level low. Okay. The beauty of Porter's 5 forces model, okay, is simple. These competitive components, any of these force high, your profit level low. These are your external environments. Okay? So 5 forces high, your profit level low. Okay? Then what are you gonna do? You need to find a market. This are low. Then you will have higher profits. This will be your strategy. Okay? This is why we care about this model. Okay? Very simple, but it has a lot of implications. Okay? But if you have any question, comment, just jump in. Okay? So I'm not gonna replicate each of these 5 forces, because if you read the textbook, you can intuitively, easily understand it. Okay, so I'm not gonna replicate this. Then value net. This. Okay, this is very similar with Porter's 5 forces model. So these customers, substitutes, complements, suppliers create your value, and this complements have increased the performance, okay, and efficiency of products or service, like iPhone and iPhone apps. Think about that. If iPhone doesn't have applications, apps associated with your iPhone, then iPhone is what? Isolated, not networking. Okay. Then are you gonna buy an iPhone without apps? Probably not. These are complements. iPhone provides value for applications. Applications provide value for what? to iPhone. This is an example of complements. Okay, complement. These days, complements are very, very important because many industries are more and more networked. That's why this textbook includes this value net here. Strategic groups. This is a strategic groups. Group of companies that share same strategy, similar strategy. Okay, so this is a product line, high, low, and price high, low. Look at this: Ferrari, Lamborghini, Porsche. These companies pursue the high price market, high end market, but their product line is narrow, so they have similar strategy. But Toyota, Ford, General Motors, their product line is huge. Their price line is sort of medium. Okay? So they shared this market. Okay? So these are examples of strategic groups. In your simulations, you will see it. You will see it. Okay? You will see it too. Okay? Some companies have a very similar strategies. Okay. All right, that's it. Wow, 3:16. Okay, I stole your 1 minute. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so any question, comment about chapter 2? Okay, please say no. Okay, so we just conclude chapter 2, and then next time, Thursday, we're gonna talk about chapter 3. Okay, chapter 3. For the next time, I'm not gonna steal your time. Okay, this time I stole your 1 minute. I'm sorry about that, guys. Okay. All right, you're free to go, and then I will see you on Thursday. Thank you so much. You did a great job today. All right, thank you, Ben. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you. Thank you, Noah. Okay, thank you, Noah. Okay, thank you, Jesse. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay.
Quick question.
All right, Noah, go ahead.
So, can our group like buy the simulation together since we're a group? Can we like share it? Or no?
Probably some other people had the same question, so I'm gonna mention about that. But I don't have any comment. No comment on it. Actually, a company. This is a story. Company wanna each individual has registrations, but I don't have any way to force it because I'm not gonna sell the simulations. I'm a professor. I just use the simulations. So it's totally up to your, in my side, it's totally up to your, what is that, ethical, I don't know, is it ethical or not? Anyway, it's totally your decisions. It's totally up to you. But I don't care. Okay? I'm not gonna enforce, or I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna do anything about the registration things. You understand, Noah?
Perfect. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
All right. Thank you. Okay, great. Great.